I stayed at this hotel. I want to get on Wi-Fi so that we could do the 1-year anniversary live stream. Give me a second real quick, guys. I'm going to log in with my other phone just in case I need to look something up on maps or something. So just give me a bit. Give everybody a chance to get here. 1 minute, I'm going to walk off on you and I'll come right back. I got to get the password to get in the Wi-Fi. Okay, sorry about that. Just had to log in. Yeah, this one didn't have the 5G. Sorry about the noise, guys. What happened is upstairs, no real Wi-Fi. Down here, 5G, good enough to actually live stream. But I either have to be in the lobby where you're just going to get a photo of the... my background is either going to be just a wall or a little bit of liveliness, but you're going to get the noise too. If this gets too loud, I'll just go inside. But for right now, we'll just deal with it. Yeah, I'm turning off my GoPro. This camera has still been kind of a pain in the ass because out of the box it needs all the adjustments, and actually the banding that was on it seems like a flaw to me because the Pocket 3 came out of the box fine. You could just keep everything on auto set, settings, and it worked fine. I think the Action 6 is that they made so many promises from what I actually read, and then they just fell asleep at the wheel and they didn't have anything. They promised a 1-inch sensor, which they don't, because the Pocket 3 has a 1-inch sensor, so the video quality on that's going to be better and stuff. But I want to use this until I get used to it, and I dial in the settings right and stuff. It's just, you got to tweak it and stuff. It's a pain in the ass of a camera, it really is. But it is a rugged camera, meaning I can put it through water, I can drop it, It's not, the other one took a lot of water and took a lot of drops, and it's still alive and functioning. So I'm actually surprised how good of a product that one was, where they kind of just, it was like a half-ass attempt to make a camera on this one. Where y'all, if they could just get the Pocket 3 into like one of these, it'd be nice. So, God dang. Give me a second here, guys. There. I'm just trying to log into my own video. Alright, hey Matt, how you doing? Meaning what? How you doing? How's everybody doing? We made 1 year now, which is awesome. Which started as just me doing like an experiment. Well, not an experiment. A lot of people use YouTube as like a storage device, and that's what I was kind of using it for. I was taking any of my videos and stuff and uploading it and keeping it in like a private file but not a lot. You know, I wasn't real happy with the camera or anything. A few, like, you know, with your phone, but back then I was more worried about traveling than anything. So I have very few videos from the Camino. I don't think I have any from the Kimono Kodo over in Japan. Not unless I erased them. I hope I didn't, but I think I just didn't take pictures when I was there. It wasn't until I got to Southeast Asia, I was still traveling through, and that's when I decided, you know what, I haven't challenged myself to do a bike tour yet. I've never done a bike tour in my life, so I wasn't quite sure if I could do it, right? You know, you never know. When you're doing something new, you might just not like it. Not that you can't physically do it. You can physically do anything you want. I mean, you know, to an extent. It's just you might not like it. I met one guy, he was on a, when I started in Vietnam, he pulled up on a scooter and he told me he just bought the scooter because he did about, I think he said 700 and something kilometers. That's a big piece of Vietnam. And he just realized he wasn't having fun at all. He said, I just disliked it so much. So he mailed his bicycle back home and bought a scooter and just kept going and did the rest of exploring on a scooter. And that's how it is. You never know until you do it. But what started as just one country soon became 2 countries, and somewhere around the second country, maybe even the first one, the idea in my head started getting, I wonder if I could do a daily vlog for a whole year as my challenge. So that's where that all kind of sprouted out. So like even on the boring days, I was sick, not too often, but once or twice, and I still at least got like a little segment saying I was sick, you know, and just combined that with a different video. But yeah, so we made it. Let's see. Yeah. So quite incredible that you have whirlwind through Southeast Asia and now almost reaching Bali. That's kind of like how on the bicycle tour you have to do it. You got to make as many kilometers as you want if you want to break. You know, otherwise your visa will run out. And trust me, I'll use all 6 months of the visa, and I'll still have to time it right because, yeah. So if you see me hauling butt, it's just so I can take a little more time at the next place. And I have a feeling when I get to, let me pull it up on Google Maps here. Well, now I'm not seeing it on Google Maps. Let's see. Oh, there you go. I guess that's spelled, oh, it's backwards, isn't it? Ubud. That spot looks awesome from the pictures and stuff. Like, yes, I mean, that spot looks like right down my alley, homie. So, I'm planning on probably going to spend like a few days there exploring. It looks cool, you know, so I want to give myself enough time to, at the next spot, you know, at least take 2-3 days off, you know, and if I do that too many times, my visa's expired, and 6 months can actually go by real fast. So I'm trying to get down to Bali kind of quick, so I'm kind of breezing through Java pretty fast. Alright, let me catch up on here. Oh, this spot, yeah, this, someone asked if I had breakfast yet. Nikta? Nikta. Alright, I'll just call you Nick. What's up, Daniel? More fun and experience after a year cycling. What's next country? Going south. And did I have breakfast? Yeah, this place right here. Right now it's kind of noisy. But there's an awesome park right across the way. It's got like cows, goats, but it's made to be like it's kind of like a petting zoo, but it's open free to the public, and it's just a cool little park. It's right by the police station. This spot was only 150 for a fan room, and it came with free breakfast. And yeah, decent, best deal in town, obviously. So yeah, I had breakfast. It was good breakfast too. Yeah. Congratulations on the 1 year. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Wander Wheels. Hello, good morning. Where are you now? Where I'm at now is, I just said it. Alright. I'm in Tringalic. I know that's backwards. If you open up my description on my videos, just pull up my Google Maps. It's always updated. You'll see, like, as soon as I stop for the night, that's the first thing I do is I update my location. I drop a blue pin, and yeah, that way you can see all the spots I camp and all the cheap hotels I stay in, just in case you ever want to follow my tracks. You know, usually the best deal in town or the best camping. Not all of them. Read the description of my little notes that I put there. Sometimes it's just I'm camping and just because I have no choice. Yeah, Ubud was a location that someone said if Stephen King went to Ubud for a week, he would write a full new novel. So I looked it up when I was actually in Jakarta, I think. And there's a neighborhood in Jakarta that's called Ubud. And I thought he was talking about that. I didn't know he was talking about over by Bali. So once I saw Ubud over in Bali, I was like, oh yeah, that's an awesome little spot. I got to go there. Congratulations for 1 year cycling touring. Yeah, actually a hot coffee, not the cold shake coffee with orange juice. Hey, you guys, if you've never tried that, that's it's almost like coffee and orange juice. What it has to be is a nice cold iced glass of orange juice, and then you put a hot shot of espresso right on top, and you know, just pour it on. Then just serve it that way. Don't mix it up. Let the person mix it up. It's actually a really awesome drink. It's on a hot day. It's good, man. Yeah, and there's also another one that's it's like a lemonade with honey. So it's lemon honey and with a hot shot. That's actually good too. I think the first time was in Laos. So nice. You mean lost kind of people? Yeah, Ubud is nice and a little quieter. Yeah, and I could use a little quieter. Not gonna lie, a little too many lost kind of people or busy running around chasing their own tail. Pretty. If you're in Madu, try Peso Madun. It's the best there. Yeah. Yeah, I took the southern. Well, I'm kind of skirting, I'm skirting actually some of the easier, like route. So I'm kind of on the southern route, but I'm not on the very, very southern, like coastal route. So I'm kind of more in going through the center. I was gonna go through the mountains to the southern coast, and I was like, that added like 150 kilometers, and I had to go through the mountains. I was like, nah, I'm gonna try and stay out of the mountains for a little bit, because eventually I'll have to do mountains. But I just, not that long ago, well, just like a few days ago, I avoided a 100-kilometer stretch of all mountainous road. Luckily, I had Adam show me the routes that he took. Adam does a lot of cycling He uses the app Komoot, and he sends me his routes that he took, and I could just follow that, his route, either using the Komoot app, or I usually just use Google Maps because it's easier to reference hotels and everything all within one single app. Although Google Maps is not the best, it's pretty close to, it's pretty good. So let's see what I got here. Our country still has many shortcomings. It's not as clean as your country. I hope you enjoy your trip in Indonesia, and thank you for visiting our country. Yeah, well, the reason why our country is cleaner, remember, it depends on where you're at, too. There are bad parts of our country, like violence-wise and stuff. Like, I think our country is probably more violent than a lot of places. But it changes. You could hit this side, this country, like this little town, this little part of the state, which is very beautiful and nice. But then you could end up in somewhere like Oakland or something, East Oakland, where it's extremely dangerous. But the same way with garbage, kind of. It's just we've had so many laws and regulations in the United States. Like if you got caught like dumping in the river, that river would be shut down. I mean, literally shut down. The whole town would probably be fined. There would have to be like a hazmat cleanup crew come in and stuff, because that's extremely dangerous. Once you start throwing in the water, you lose that river as a water source. You end up with botany and everything else. People downstream are gonna get poisoned and stuff. It's only a matter of time, honestly. And yeah, just hoping that. Plus, we have microplastics and everything. Microplastics build up in your brain and stuff. That's what I heard. I don't know how they get in there or whatever, but I'm not so concerned with that. It's just the fact that it's pretty preventable. You just need to set a piece of land to the side, get in some heavy digging equipment, which the government should provide the heavy equipment. Someone could make a small business out of it, and just have it where you burn it and bury it all in one location into the ground, not into the water source. Be away from the water source so you don't poison the water source. And I think in America we are way over-regulated, way. So we lose a lot of freedoms. But it's been so long that we've just gotten into the habit of not throwing stuff in the water, and the water's the biggest one. I grew up in a family where we had to regulate our own waste disposal. So we had a burn barrel and we had a burn pit. Well, a pit which the stuff that couldn't be burned went into the pit. The burning stuff, what we could burn, went into the barrel. And that's how we got rid of our waste. Our sewage, yeah, we actually had a 5-gallon bucket where, since we didn't have running water, when we first got onto this property, we brought my dad kind of like made a road where the old dirt road just ended. My dad went farther back with just, plowed a road farther back, made a flat area, and put a double wide on it. Yeah, living high, double wide. But we didn't have running water at first, so we had to carry from the stream up. And you could fill up the back of the toilet like one time, and there's a 5-gallon bucket underneath the house. So once you flushed it, whoever flushed it, and yeah, that meant it built. It was like an above ground outhouse. Once you flushed it, you were responsible of picking up that 5-gallon bucket, walking it down to the side of the basically hillside that went down, and dumping it down there. Away from the house, not real far away, but at least down the hill. And as a small kid, that 5-gallon bucket full of just poo sloshing around and getting on you and stuff, it was no fun. So even as a kid, I went and got like a small little shovel and dug my own hole, took like a cinder block, like a half cinder block, stuck it on top, and this was kind of like in the bushes, and that was my toilet. You know, I made my own little outhouse, and that saved me from ever having to flush the toilet and take the bucket out. So, you know, no more dumping poo down the hill. So I'm not far removed. I'm not looking down on these things. I understand how they happen, but even like in a small towns where a lot of us did, you know, handle our own waste by you know, burning it and stuff. After a town gets to a certain, you know, size, 500 people, someone in that town needs to make it their business to go out and just have a city dump, you know, charge a very small amount, just that's your business. Someone can start doing the rounds and stuff. Yeah, it costs a little bit of money, but not a lot. And honestly, what you gain out of that little bit of money that you spend, the cleanliness of the whole town and stuff, like some of these places would be great little tourist spots, you know, but then you walk up to the river and no one can swim in that river or anything. It's just like too much garbage everywhere. And anyway, so trust me, I come from a spot where we kind of, yeah, I understand all that. Hey, I got a super thanks. Thank you to Riz. I'll just say Riz. Thanks, Riz. Much appreciated. So, anyway, that's my hobo ramble, like kind of past background. But yeah, I grew up roughing it for about 3 years in the, well, our closest neighbor was like, I think 5 miles away. 3 to 5 miles, I don't remember. And it was like 22 acres out in the middle of nowhere. Our only power source was a generator because we couldn't afford bringing electricity in. We eventually did get running water. We were able to sink a well, which is just a pipe in the ground like that. And you use the generator to pump it up to a holding tank. We got the holding tank from our next door neighbor who was had a pony ranch. So he was very nice, Al Richardson. That's actually was my first job when I think I was 12 or something. I worked on a pony ranch cleaning the stalls. So, someone bought memberships. That's awesome. Hey, thank you. I was wondering, you know, yeah, that was actually something I really wanted someone to do. Thank you, Ben. So he bought, yeah. So I got 5 new members for at least to test out the membership. That's cool. I was actually thinking about doing that myself just to see. So if you guys don't know, you have to flip on gifts in your settings. And if you go to someone's live stream and they decide to buy gifts for everyone, which is memberships to like my channel for a month or something like that, and you have your gifts, you know, toggled on, you'll receive one of those. So we got a few people that actually received it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 in a row. So that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, that made my day. Cool. Yeah, that was Van that did that. That's pretty cool, man. Let's see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, on the orange coffee, it's not the same. Van, don't just mix orange juice in it. I tried that the other day. It doesn't taste as good. Get some nice iced coffee and then make that shot of espresso right on top, and it's good. It really is. But just mixing orange juice in it didn't turn out. Well, it was instant coffee too. So cool. Yeah, thank you, Ben, for gifting all those people membership. I'll try and get some. Well, right now we have the last 2 days, I think, still under membership video. So go watch that. Bugs. But I try not to keep them too long in membership because I want to make sure everybody else sees them too. But like the other day I had like 3 videos under membership just because I don't want to sit. I did that before. I had them all pile up on me. And by the time I got to a place I could upload them, I ended up doing like a marathon of videos, like 3 all in one day. I'm not going to do that again. Yeah, you can get burnt out. And yeah, but I don't mind just uploading them to the members channel, let you guys, and then just go one each day or something until I'm caught up. Fresh squeezed, yeah, I guess, I don't know, you know, I guess fresh squeezed is all right. Matt said fresh squeezed. I searched the net, it said it's the best. I think people are just going to say fresh squeezed is the best on everything, you know, but honestly, fresh squeezed orange juice is not real sugary, so it's just not, you know, it's the same way that, you know, if you get like apple juice or any type of juice, it's usually always grape juice. Grape juice is like the main ingredient in almost all juices. It's like the filler, you know, it's like the oatmeal filler of juices. So it depends on what the oranges are like. If the oranges are nice and sweet, yeah, it'd probably be great. Yeah. Says I came here because someone gifted me membership. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's the official Hobo Club. 99 cents is all I charge for it. It's just to have something fun to do. If you guys wonder, I think YouTube takes out 30% of memberships, 30% of anything. So even I think the super thanks are the same way. So I wanted the ability to have those little badges next to people's names. I'm going to try and get some badges. I'll make some badges. I'll have like nano bananas, you know, Gemini nano bananas make up some. And then I just kind of want to do it for fun. Plus it's a learning experience, you know. So this last year has been crazy, guys. Taking on the whole, I might as well talk about it a little, right? It's a year. So taking on the year challenge, I really wouldn't suggest it for anybody because I think there's a better platform. I think if you do like once a week on videos, I suggest everybody start thinking about starting a YouTube channel and doing something you want, because my prediction, this is just my prediction, is that we're going to have a big upset with AI coming in, and AI is going to take over the work world. You know, we're going to have universal basic income's going to have to be a thing, you know, where everybody's going to have a whole lot of time on their hands, and you're going to get an income probably around $1,300 if you're in the United States. I'm assuming you're going to get the same that anybody that's on disability or unemployment or is going to get. You're not going to have a whole lot, but if you want to make that extra little money, I'm pretty sure you're going to have like a YouTube video, because now the world's going to be open to you. So just do what you want to do, film it. And if people are not working, you're going to have two people. You're going to have the doers and the watchers, right? So you're going to have people consume, so YouTube, buy stock in YouTube, you know, because you're going to have a lot of people watching YouTube and giving a little extra money. So that's a good way to actually make money above your universal income. Now this is all just what I'm thinking is going to happen. And if you're out doing stuff like traveling around, camping around, stealth camping, anything, whatever you like to do, and you get an audience that just wants to watch, because then you're going to earn that little extra money, you know. They'll send you, buy me a cup of coffee or something, you know. But that's just because I've been watching all the predictions on AI and stuff, and it sounds like that's the way we're going to go anyway. There's a 20% chance that we're all going to die, and 80% chance we're all going to lose our jobs. But either way, you know, so, and the only reason I say start on YouTube now is because before that happens, if everybody starts just like, if the amount of people that watch YouTube like triples, because now everybody's at home, and the amount of people that try and get on YouTube and start making like videos of whatever they're doing on their free time, now that they have so much of it, YouTube's probably gonna crank down the screws a little about how easy it is to get monetized. Now only 8% of people get monetized because I think a lot of people just have a channel that they're not sure of, you know, that they just post pictures of their cat or something on, you know, and or they just have a channel that's just so they can respond in comments and stuff. But yeah, it's not like super hard to have 1,000 subscribers. 4,000 watch hours probably takes the most, but like I said, if every that could triple, you know, if all of a sudden everybody's watching YouTube and everybody's trying to start another channel. So if you want to get in, I'd say try and get in before AI starts up. But it's going to be very interesting to see where AI goes. It's kind of, I find it cool, but I'm always looking towards, well, try to look towards the positive side. All right, let's see. I thought it was already the rainy season. So someone says it will be the rainy season in Indonesia soon. I thought we already did the rainy season in Indonesia. I thought at the same time around Malaysia's time. Unless there's more than one rainy season, well, there probably is. I thought we just had monsoon season here. Okay, for a somewhat new creator, I think live streaming is the way now. And you're into live streaming, you might want to try Kick. Kick, okay. It's great because once you get monetized, they pay by the hour. Started $20. Yeah, something good about live streaming though is there's no editing. Once you hit stop, it's over. You know, it gets posted. It takes a while to process, sometimes a very long time to process. But yeah, I think you're right. Honestly, if you can start just a live stream channel, I say that's probably the easiest. You know, like a podcast or whatever you want to do. If you just live stream it, you'll save yourself a lot of time. You don't have to edit nothing. And definitely, I agree with that. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Hey, my Rose channel. Good morning. I haven't seen you since Malaysia. I met my Rose channel and her husband in Malaysia. Very nice people. If you guys ever do, like if I'm in your area and want to meet me, please, you know, I don't mind. Yeah, I love actually meeting people. So Bobby and Adam were the last two. They were awesome. Oh, if you guys don't know, I put Bobby's contact information on that last video, right below the proposed name of his place, because the name of his homestead was taken by a different place, so he has to rename it. So I put the contact number in there. But he's also a video editor, a very good video editor for weddings and different things like that. So if you guys, please feel free to contact him if you guys have a wedding or anything like that. Same number, just give him a call. So do you have Cash App in the U.S.? You will get 100% of the money compared to... Oh, yeah, okay, someone wanted to know if I had a Cash App in the U.S. to get 100%. So what I do have is PayPal, which takes out a small percentage. Buy me a cup of coffee takes out a small. All of these links are in my channel description and also in my video description. But the last two, I did Malaysian, what is it, touch and go, which is 100%. And the one there's a lot of Indonesians are using, which has been really helpful, is actually the GoPay. Yeah, the GoPay, which it always seems like someone's putting, a little in, which buys me a drink along the way. It's nice. It's actually, you just pull up the barcode and they scan it at any of the Indomarts, and yeah, that's actually been very, very helpful. And I always, seems like every time I check it, someone's put a little more in there, and it's pretty awesome. So I thank everyone. I really do. I also want to thank everyone that's been sitting in the background, that's been with me since the beginning. You guys know who you are. And I actually don't even know all you guys that are, because some people are more like to be quiet, But I know someone spoke up the other day. They're like, I've been watching you since Vietnam. And I'm like, oh, wow. And yeah, like Puka Life is one of them. I always use him as an example just because I remember when he first came around, he was like one of my first subscribers, And yeah, it was just, it's been an awesome trip, because YouTube's like going back to school, honestly. It's like you can just pick up this and start going, but then you can get an app, like UCut app is the one I ended up with, because no monthly payments, just $40 one-time, lifetime type thing. Or you can just use the free version, which 80% of it's free. If they have a tool you want to see use, but they don't have it on the free version, all you have to do is like watch a commercial and they give it to you. So I kind of like that. I support people that give away most of their product for free, and then and don't ask for a lot in return. Where I think CapCut is a monthly payments. I can't do that. So yeah, but then you learn editing, you learn everything. But your two main things is your phone for the processor if you're doing it my way, and then the camera. But yeah, it's just been crazy. So what is going on in the future? I'm used to this format. I don't, now that the year's over and I made that goal, I might not be so pressed for the that I have to do an everyday vlog. So like if there's a day I'm not doing anything, sitting around and sitting around and watching movies on my phone, I won't feel like I have to pick up the camera and film that day. But as a daily vlog, I'm just gonna basically follow that same format. I might fall back to like Itchy Boots. I mentioned this the other day. Itchy Boots has a pretty good format. She is very popular YouTuber, vlogger, traveling around on a motorbike. She puts out every Wednesday and Friday, and so I think she's like combining 2 days and then 3 days, so 2 days, edit, put it out. I don't know exactly, but I'll probably follow something like that. Try and get at least 2 days, because if I can just go 1 day without editing, that's a day I can watch movies. But even like doing a short, small video, like a 10-minute video, still takes time for the editing and stuff. So yeah, I think I'll try and go to at least a 2-day format. Even if I'm recording every day, I'll just like crush 2 days together, then 3 days together. But that's just a plan. Well, it's getting on 10 o'clock here. I got about 20 more minutes before 10 o'clock. I guess I better hit the road. I honestly don't know. Oh, it says, good morning, Daniel. Are you coming back to Malaysia anytime soon? Yeah, in not the peninsula of Malaysia, Borneo, Malaysia. Because all those little blue dots are everywhere I've been on bicycle, starting way up north. and following the coast down. And I did the full circle around Malaysia, but I haven't been over to Borneo at all. So that's where I'm going to try and make my way up to. So I'm going to finish off on the dark blue. I'm going to head towards that one blue right there is the port. And the port will take me up north to Indonesia right there, and then over to the Borneo area, and yeah, and then try and make my way up to the Malaysia, the East Malaysia up that way. So, and then over to the Philippines. I'm trying to take all boat trips with no airplanes, because the airplane will require me to ship my bicycle, but since it's a cheap bicycle, it's not really worth shipping. So that requires me to give away my bicycle and buy a new one at the new place I go to. So if I have to take a airplane to Australia, regardless, I don't think there's any. Now the whole Papua New Guinea area, I was told by locals here, it's a no-go. Just don't go there, because it's all jungle and it's impossible to get through on with a bicycle. So Papua New Guinea is going to probably be checked off. There's no way really to get, because Indonesia owns one side, and I was going to see if I could go across that way, and they're like, nah, it's basically all jungle and guerrilla armies. That's what I was told. I was told basically guerrilla armies and yeah, and jungle. So it's not the safest spot to be, but so I might have to bypass that. So if I'm going to have to take a plane trip to Australia anyway, then I'm going to get as much as I can, because I know I can take a boat all the way through here, up and around, and then over to the Philippines there. So I'm going to do that, and then maybe give away my bicycle in the Philippines by that time, and go to Australia and see if I can find a nice old used one off of Facebook or something. I know Australia's going to be expensive though, so it's going to be hard to find one unless I can find one in the free section. So, alright guys, that's it, guys and gals. I want to get out there, start filming, and yeah, nothing's going to change. You know, it's just I won't feel so obligated to put out a daily vlog, but it's still going to be basically a daily vlog, because I'm traveling. I want to film it. So yeah. So thank you everyone for joining me through this last year. It's been awesome. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to keep on moving and keep on filming. Because the alternative was I'd still keep on moving, I just wouldn't film. So why do that, you know? Alright guys, it's time to hit the road. Bye.